Yo, what's up? How we doing, party people? How you feeling? Are you okay? Did you eat too much at the family gathering for this past 4th of July? Did you look down at your plate and say, I ate with my eyes instead of my gut? Don't feel bad. We don't regret happiness, okay? Clap it. We will never complain about celebrating the good times. As long as you didn't drink too much. Drinking in moderation, okay? How you guys doing? My name is Hero. This is Coding with Strangers, and I was on the grill for 8 hours in the piping hot sun, cooking for some badass kids that in retrospect didn't say thank you. But the fact that they all went to sleep immediately after is proof I got the work. I saved you a plate, and I brought you some news. So, raise your hand if you are looking for a job. Raise your hand if you've applied for more than 50 jobs a month. Put a finger down if you happen to find yourself getting ghosted almost 70% of the time. Put another finger down if you've also had no choice but to use recruiters and third parties because contacting direct sources don't work anymore. And last but not least, tell me with all the fury in your heart, if you are one of the many people looking for a job right now and have made over 1,000 accounts for that stupid Go Work website where every job portal seems to be going, and I'm here to tell you your application is just being thrown into a black hole. No one's ever going to see it, okay? It's okay. You are not alone. But the question is, why are you here? Why can't you seem to find a job? There are so many theories out there. Is it because, companies are artificially saying they want to have work so that they can show their stakeholders that, their company is trying to grow and that encourages them to keep the prices high? Is it because, some states require major companies to publish jobs on the public market, even if they're going to hire internally? Are they secretly farming your data as a way of getting information like your phone number, your current status, marital, sex, gender, disability, and collecting all of that information for free and then turning around and selling it to data brokers so that they can show who, what, when, and where in their demographics is looking like? There's so many questions out there. But one thing for sure that we know is going on is there's been an uptick in people getting scammed. And I think that is one of the more repulsive things you could do as a human being at your lowest point looking for honest work and to get scammed of the last few remaining dollars you own. There's a special place in hell. There's a special place in hell. And I'm convinced scammers are going there.
You son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah. Y'all going there, okay?
Oh, yeah!
And as I reflect back on conversations I've had with recruiters and why, when people ask me certain questions or information, my resume is always full of fake information. A lot of people look at me crazy when I tell them I lie on my resume. A lot of what I lie about on my resume is my name, address, and phone number. My phone number goes to a spoof VPN number so I can see their number, but they can't see mine. My email is a bot email, so I don't get filled up with a whole bunch of nonsense stuff. My address and everything is different, so they can't look me up for a credit check and stuff like that unless I give them permission to do it. And my name is spelled differently. These are all precautions I take not because I want to make it more difficult on the employer, but to be honest, I can't trust the employer to take care of my information. They can barely take care of their own information. Boom, got them. They can't even take care of their own information. information. They leaky as fuck out here in these streets. Why? The question is this actually happening? The answer is yes. But more importantly, what can we do to protect ourselves, and how are these companies responding to this uptick of this? And of course, it's 2024. Our Lord and Savior and code, AI, is definitely involved. Let's figure out how AI went from wanting to save us from working too hard to literally showing us the trajectory of Skynet, word for word, bar for bar. Job scams surge 118% in 2023, aided by AI. Here's how to stop them. Job scams are an emerging threat that surges 118% in 2023 from 2022. According to the Identity Theft Resource Center, scammers may pose as recruiters or post fake job ads in order to get sensitive personal and financial information from job seekers. Improvements to artificial intelligence and the rise of remote work are big contributors to the growth of employment scams, experts said. They said that, or are they still saying that? When is this from? This is from today. It's hot off the press. July 7th, 9 a.m. It's a dude, Greg. According to recent reports by the Identity Theft Resources, thieves generally pose as recruiters and post fake jobs listing to entice applications, then steal valuable information during the interview process. Once they put these phony listings on reputable websites like LinkedIn and other job platforms, ITRC said, making it tough to detangle truth from fiction. So one of the red flags that I always see on LinkedIn is a job description that doesn't match the salary. Hey, come be a PM for this fintech program. All you got to do is be able to use PowerPoints and present this, and we'll pay you $100,000. Nah, bruh, there's something up there. Another thing, maybe I am the problem. Maybe I'm the bigotry. But when I ask the person to give me, and I'll talk about these things, the 3 things I do to protect myself. But usually when I'm talking to the person, they have no idea who the point of contact is at the company, right? It's little stuff like that, but it's kind of absurd. The truth is, LinkedIn is the problem. LinkedIn has literally become a social media website, and I can't wait to do a deep dive video on how LinkedIn made looking for a job even more depressing. Tragic. The typical victim loses about $2,000. Chief danger is divulging information about financial accounts and sensitive personal data like social security number. I have a fake social security number memorized. For me, it's my home address, it's my home phone number, my landline home phone number. Because one, you should never give anyone your full social security number, but there are situations where you would have to give them the last 4. I think that's appropriate. But for me, personally, I just give them the last 4 of my telephone number from school, from when I was in school. Consumers reported losing $367 million to job business opportunity scams in 2022, up 76% over year. According to the Federal Trade Commission, the typical victim lost a whopping $2,000, the FTC said. The job scams aren't the most prevalent fraud. They accounted for 9% of the total identity scams in 2023. The second to Google voice scams. This is crazy right here. Which totaled 60% of ITRC said. Google voice scams trick people into sharing Google verification codes, which scammers can use for nefarious ends. They often target people on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. reputable places to be if you're looking for a job. However, employment scams are an emerging threat, said the ITRC president. The CEO, Eva Valquez. Job scams have been around since there were jobs, Valquez says, but they are continuing to grow because a number of extremely external factors that are occurring. Okay, cool story. AI and remote work fuel job scams. There's something here. This right here. Remote work fueling job scam. I'm going to say this right now before I read this. If they do not put this in proper context, I'm going to assume that CNBC, who is paid by a bunch of Fortune 500 companies to push an agenda, is just pushing some more bullshit and will bring down the legitimacy of this article because they're desperately trying to get people to come back to fucking work. They desperately want people to come back to the office. We paid millions of dollars for this real estate and we can't justify the purchase if we don't have our worker bees in here. Work bees work. AI enhancements are one of those factors. They allow scammers to generate job listings and recruitment messages that look and feel more legitimate, experts said. AI tools help refine the pitch to make it more believable, as well as compensate for cultural and grammar differences in language usage, according to ITRC. What's more, the rise of remote working during the pandemic era have made workers and job seekers more comfortable with digital only transactions, Valquez says. Job seekers may never see a physical person during a phony hiring or interview process. They may interact with a supposed recruiter only via text or WhatsApp message, Valquez said, which amounts to big red flags. Recent college grads, immigrants, and other people new to the U.S. workforce may think such digital-only hiring is normal, especially for fully remote jobs, she said, but hiring generally doesn't work this way. So she absolutely didn't mention anything about how working from home is causing this. I don't find those to be... Working from home isn't the reason why people are using their cell phones to interact with people. You know what they were using to interact with job recruiters before that? Emails. And maybe a Zoom call. So, like I said, I could smell an agenda from a fucking mile away, and this one stinks. Hell no, we're not going back into work. How job scammers can rip you off? Con artists will push you for money. During the hiring process, the FTC said they may send an invoice for advance payment of on-the-job equipment like a computer or job training. The fuck? They promise to reimburse you and won't, according to federal agency. Okay, if you're falling for that, you just... Okay, maybe that's not a clap. I don't know. I feel conflicted because it's probably happening to like grandmas or people who where English isn't their first language. Grams out here getting scammed. I shouldn't be. I don't know. The people aren't pleased with this, but you got to do better. You know who I blame about this? But I could still blame Graham because if you ain't being nice to your younger generation, they gonna let you fall for this shit. There's no job in this world worth doing unless it's a startup. Maybe this would be appropriate if it's a startup and you're guaranteed equity and you have a contract. But then again, you could be clearly scammed. But like, I've never had to do this. I've been flued out like a bad bitch to job interviews. I'm going to one in Boston here pretty soon, and I've never had to deal with paying for anything. And I got to order the New York strip. Scammers may also ask for personal information like driver's license, social security number, or bank account details up front in order to fill out employment paperwork. So this is one of those ploys right here. This is where I just give them a bunch of fake information. Yeah, my name's Hero. Yeah. What's the last four of your social? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's your birthday? Today's date? Today's my birthday. Oh, today's your... You want to know something? Every time I've told someone today's my birthday, not once did any of those rap bastards ever wish me a happy birthday. You slippery when wet motherfucker. Like, do you know what type of psychopath you have to tell somebody when they actually enter in your date of birth and you put in today's date and they just look at you and say, here's your ticket? The disrespect. This is why bartenders get tipped well, because they pay attention to stuff like that. How to protect yourself. Scammers will promise a great job, but they really want is your money and personal information. You should never give anyone your bank card statement information, none of that stuff. And at most, if you had to give somebody something, it should be the last four of your social and maybe your birthday. But like, I also have a credit tracker on my phone, so if something happens on my account, I get notified about it. New York's the money and personal information. New York State Secretary Robert Rodriguez said it in a consumer alert. Job seekers should not expect to have to hand over personal information until after they've received and accepted a job offer. I don't think this is true. I've given all. Have I been scammed? Oh shit. Have I been scammed? I'm arguing with an expert here. Maybe I should listen to him. Damn, have I been scammed? While this is a good screen for legitimacy, it may not provide a safety guarantee in all cases. How to protect yourself. Ultimately, there is no surefire way to detect job opportunity scams according to the FTC. Here are some that you should and how you can better protect yourself according to Valquez and the FTC. Don't have a false sense of security on well-known job screeners. Okay, so don't trust all the job sites. Got it. Independently verify the company exists and is hiring. Don't accept job offers until you've done your own research. I don't know, man. In America, doing your own research has led to a bunch of people storming the Capitol. Be wary if you didn't initiate contact with the prospective employer or recruiter. Instead, reach out to the company directly. Yeah, this is something that happens to me a lot. I'll be minding my own goddamn business, and then some loser will call me talking about, hey, are you available to work? Motherfucker, you called me. So either you know I'm looking for work, or you hoping I'm looking for work. Only limited personal information it is generally required during the application process. Name, phone number, job, education history, and perhaps email, home address. Valquez says, man, I've given away the last four of my social, but I'm assuming that, well, for my job, it's a little bit more different. I work in healthcare, so they got to verify like my licensors and stuff like that, I guess. Digital only interactions are red flag. However, this one's really becoming annoying because a lot of the job applications now at the bottom say click here so we can text you directly. And the whole time I'm thinking, I don't want you texting me. That's why I gave you my email to a junk account. Stop trying to be friends with me. Honest employers won't send you a check to buy supplies or add anything else, then ask you to send back the leftover money. This is a fake check scam. Interesting. Never heard of that one. Be wary of something that sounds too good to be true. For example, a job for 100% remote work that requires few skills and huge salary is not realistic, Valquez says. Yeah, all of these things are very important and super imperative, and I think they covered a lot of ways to protect yourself better. But once again, my heart goes out to the people who are out there looking for a job right now. It is a full-time job to find a job. It sucks. And to know that there are people out there trying to take advantage of you. And once again, I am going to call bullshit on this article because they said, oh, work from home is the reason why people are getting scammed. No, it's because people are using cell phones and shit like that. And it's probably a sign that the FTC or the labor market or labor union maybe needs to step in. Maybe we need some laws to help regulate these websites, because I feel like LinkedIn will ask you to vet the company for them, saying, hey, did you apply to this position? Like, have you ever got this message from LinkedIn? Did you apply to this position? Was there anything wrong with the link? Motherfucker, you don't know? They'll be like, hey, be careful before applying to this place. We've gotten reports about them. So why haven't you done an investigation? But like I said, these companies have an agenda. LinkedIn, whether you believe it or not, is Facebook But people, instead of people bragging about their stupid vacation to South America, they get to brag about signing a job offer for a new fintech company that's going to mint a Bitcoin that's going to rug pull a bunch of unsuspecting customers. Like, literally sifting through, and for all the connections you make on LinkedIn, nobody seems to have any power. That's something that is really irritates me to no end. Everybody on fucking LinkedIn is a fucking rock star, superstar. They got this, they posting this, they put in their inspirational quote here. Hey man, can you give me a reference? Hey, I'm not really in the position to do that. You are useless to me. Why are you here? I'm looking for bigger connections. I'm looking for something more. I'm looking for substance. Como se dice, someone that can put their belly on the table and not get in trouble for it. You're not it. So stop asking me to connect if you can't do anything for me. You're literally not a connection. You are a spare part, and it's bothersome. But this is just my perspective on this. I could ramble all day on something that I don't like. I'm more interested to know what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Get on the Patreon. I appreciate y'all. Take care.